सिद्धिनायकं महिषम्
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். அப்டேட்டட் ரிட்டர்ன் ஏற்கனவே இது நம்ம யூடியூப் சேனலில் போட்டிருக்கோம். இன்கம் டேக்ஸ் எப்படி ஃபைல் பண்ணுறோம், அதில் வந்து இருக்க ரீசன்ட் நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் என்ன, அது நோட்டீஸ் என்னென்ன வரும்,
Very happy morning everyone. So we are here for our GST session. Now GST session on recent amendments which came off late in 18th of July 2022 will be handled by JAYAKUMAR sir, who is an expert in sales tax as well as an expert in GST, who is handling the maximum number of appeals in Coimbatore. So I would like to welcome JAYAKUMar sir and let him please handle the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishal. Sir, very good morning to all of you. This time Mr. Ramani is uploading this version in the YouTube. And so, only 1 minute. I am GSTP JAYAKUMAR from Coimbatore. Okay. Now I have taken now I am going to update the latest updation which has been, I have taken the notes up to 31/7/22. In which these are all the materials I have even subsequently handed to our association and tax consultants society also. Anyhow, we will see the notifications and circulars only to this meeting because of the paucity of time. Because I have taken other so many case laws also I have taken. I will explain the things, but you can go through the same. Now, these are all the updation up to 31/7/22. What is that? That is notification, central notification number 9/22 dated 5/7/22. All the notifications are dated 5/7/22. Can you please take care of it? In this case, that is Finance Act 2022, Class 110 or 110C and Class 111 of Finance Act 22 was brought into effect from 5/7/22. Now, what is 110C? We have to go to Finance Act. This is Gazette copy, Finance Act 110C. That is the following class may be kindly be substituted. Then, a registered person may on the common portal transfer any amount of tax, interest, penalty, fee or any other amount available in the electronic cash ledger. Please note that only cash can be transferred to another, that is a distinct person, not credit ledger. Under this act, to electronic cash ledger for integrated tax, central tax, state tax, union territory tax and the cess. And integrated tax and the central tax of a distinct person as specified under section 25(4) and 5. That is, A has got a unit at Coimbatore. They can transfer the excess cash balance in A at Coimbatore to their own unit B at Palakkad. So in this case, they can transfer the amount only to CGST and IGST only. But during the that is in available ledger in Coimbatore, they can transfer and they can take all the credits, and while the transferring amount they can transfer to CGST and IGST only. Moreover, the provided one of the proviso has been added. What is this? No such a transfer of class B shall be allowed if the said registered person has any unpaid liability in his electronic cash ledger. Suppose A has got any liability in Coimbatore, necessarily he has to discharge the liability in Coimbatore. Generally, he can transfer the remaining amount, if any, they can transfer to Palakkad. Okay. Then come to what is section 111. So I request you to all of you go through that is a notification. Please read the notification circulars carefully and also see that what are all the effects given in the Act and Rules Act. Please note that. So section 111 of the Finance Act 22. What does it say, sir? Section 53 has been substituted as follows, sir. Where the input tax credit has been wrongly availed and utilized. That is the most common word. That is the most important word. The registered person shall pay interest on such input tax credit wrongly availed and utilized at such rate exceeding not exceeding 24%. Previously, they have, that is in central as well as state, they have passed so many orders. I have also filed so many appeals, and it is pending with the department also. In which case, they have immediately stated that you have taken the credit wrongly, hence they have levied 24% interest. But whereas right from the beginning, my contention is, yes, I have taken the ITC, but I have not utilized the same. Please go through the ledger every month and miss the credit balance is available. If I have utilized the amount, then only you can charge interest. That is my stand right from the beginning. Now it has been, Act has also been amended. So if the amount has been utilized only, the interest can be charged. And because of this wrong utilization of ITC, the government has levied 24% under 53. Then comes to notification number 10. Self-tax has been issued to notify the registered persons whose aggregate turnover in the financial year 21-22 is up to 2 crores is exempted from filing of annual return in GST 9 for the said financial year. Please note that, dear friends, up to 31st of December, you cannot sleep. I don't know how you are going to sleep. Because that is September 30th is fast approaching, for which you have to file the income tax returns. Then immediately, under GST 9(9)(c) has already been opened. That has been last date is only 31st December. I don't know whether extension will come or not, because already you are having bitter experience with the extension regarding July 31st bitter experience. Hence, I request you to all of you complete before 31st December. So this year also 21-22 also 2 crores threshold limit has been prescribed, for which it is only optional. If the dealer wants, they can file the returns. Otherwise, it is not necessary. Suppose you have done a mistake, for example, sales omission, purchase omission, etc., then you can file the annual return and they can be rectified under annual return. Otherwise, up to 2 crores it is not necessary. Okay. Notification number 11/22. Sales tax has been issued to extend the due date of furnishing the CMP 08 for the Q1 for financial year 22-23 up to 18th July to 31st July. That is, this is a financial year 22-23 Q1 filing of CMP 08, for which the due date has been extended from 18th July to 31st July. These are all the normal extensions. And notification number 12. Central tax has been issued to waive the late fee for furnishing GSTR 4 financial year 21-22 till 20th July 2022. See, normally GSTR 4, that is, who are filing 1% compounding rate tax, normally the due date was 30th April. But now it has been now extended to 28th July, and the late fee has also been waived. The thing is, this time all the purchases has been loaded in that is 2A, 4A, etc. The department is comparing the entire purchases with the sales. Please note that. I have already received 2 or 3 notices in which they have clearly stated one of my medical shop. Normally it has been done in the case of medical shop only. Please note that. In which case your purchases is at 90 lakhs, whereas you have shown a turnover of only 40 lakhs. The difference is at 50 lakhs. For which they have added 15% GP, come to the deemed sale value, then they have levied a higher rate of tax. Hence, I request you to please go through the same. Before filing the CMP 08, please carefully file the same. Then only it will be updated in GSTR 4 only also. At any cost, please see that the purchase, as far as 1% is concerned, of course, they may have stock. I don't deny it. Of course, please carefully say that purchases and sales are matching. If there is any mismatch, we cannot reply it. How to reply that same? So that is why this time I have carefully done that. I am having nearly 8 or 10 cases, but I have done carefully also. But anyhow, please see 28th July the late fee has been waived for GSTR 4. That is why CMP 08 has been extended to Q1 21-22. CMP 08 time has been extended to 31st July. That is the reason. Okay, come to notification number 13/22. Tax has been issued retrospectively with effect from 1st March 20 to extend the certain timelines of invoking 168A. Under 168A, the government has got power to notify the sales and to issue the order under section 73 for 2017-18 has been extended up to 30th September 23. Period from 1st March 22 to 28th February 22 shall be excluded for computation of period of limitation under subsection 73(10), for which we are filing our returns, etc., and issuance of order under section 73(9). This is for department. So they can also issue the order under section 73(9) also, for which this period has to be excluded from 1st March 22 to 20th February 22. The reason is, in one of the High Court judgment, I am having the judgment also, in which case that is normal time limit is from the due date of annual return 3 years. The revision order has to be passed. So in this case, financial year 17-18, in one of the cases which has went to High Court also, and High Court has clearly stated that for the financial year 17-18, the annual return due date is September 18 only. So before September 21, they have to pass a revision order. But in that case, the officer has already passed the order in July 21. So GP has clearly stated that it is well within the limit of September 21. So there is no point in perusing the repetition, etc., and High Court has dismissed the petition. In which case, then only the government has come to know that, because everybody knows that 17-18, everybody has done the mistake. In all of in India, all the people have done the mistake because it is a totally new act. The time limit has now been extended to that is 30th September 23, up to which date we can also file the returns, we can also file the refund if any, etc. And also the government can also pass the orders. That is why the date has been extended to, for 17-18 only, the date has been extended to on the date of the 30th September 23. Then comes to notification number 14. Several times has been issued to notify the CGST amendment rules 22. The key changes are as follows. This is the first rule amendment in 2022. 21A has been amended to provide where the registration has been suspended. That is, I will tell you the gist also. That is, in which case, suppose normally the proper officer has first of all suspended the registration if the dealer has not filed the return for 6 consecutive months in the case of monthly returns, or 3 quarterly returns in the case of 1% cases. Now the proper officer has suspended the registration. Suppose after if he filed the returns and if the proper officer has not taken any action for the suspension, then immediately it has to be revoked. Normally what we will do, as on date, now we will go to the proper officer stating that, sir, I have filed all the returns, I request you to revoke the suspension. Now it is not necessary, automatically it is done. Hence the rule has been amended. Explanation 43(1) has been amended to provide the value of supply of duty credit slips shall not be included for the purpose of reversal of common credit. TEB credit expense, for which it is an exempted sales, but it will not be calculated for the purpose of exempted sales, because it has been exempted sales only, for which the ITC reversal need not be taken. Then Rule 46 has been amended to include the declaration in the tax invoice by those taxpayers who are excluded from the purview of e-invoicing. Now at present, the e-invoicing threshold limit is 20 crores, everybody knows that. But these are all the persons, that is government departments, local authority, SEC, etc. They need not issue the e-invoice. Hence, the rule has been amended. Then, sub-rule 4B has been inserted to Rule 86 to provide Form PMT03A for recrediting the amount of erroneous refund paid back by the taxpayers. The format of the set has been extended. That is, Form 3A has been prescribed, in which the proper officer has given the recredit of the erroneous refund. Now the department, that is now we are applying the refund, the proper officer has given the refund also. Subsequently, it has been found by the deputy. I am talking about the state only. Deputy Commissioner Enforcement, who has seen the files and stated that the proper officer has wrongly issued the refund. Hence, he has passed an order and rejecting the erroneous refund, for which I have filed so many appeals also. In which case, and if the appeal has been allowed, then it will be recredited through Form 3A only. That is why the form has been prescribed. Then comes to Rule 87 has been amended to include the options under UPI and IMPS as an accepted mode of payment of GST. So under GST, under these two ways you can make the payment also. Now, Rule 87(14) to provide the transfer of any amount of tax, interest, penalty, fee or any other amount available in the electronic cash ledger under the Act to the electronic cash ledger of the civil tax or integrated tax to a distinct person as specified in subsection 4 as the case may be 25(5) in PMT 09. So PMT 09 you can transfer, that is now the section has been received. Now the rule has been amended. Accordingly, you can transfer the CGST and IGST to the distinct persons. So they can get it. So in one portion it will be lying idle. In another portion they have to pay the tax. Then you can transfer the amount to your distinct persons, your own persons, your own entity. Then 88B has been inserted retrospectively with effect from 1/7/2017 to provide the manner of calculation of interest as per section 50. So now so far and previous classes also I have really stated that as far as I am concerned, this is my personal opinion only. Let Vishal and everybody can give the reason. That is, as on date, interest cannot be levied by any officer in India because 52 stated that the word prescribed, one of the word prescribed is available. Then go to that is section 2. What is a prescribed? Prescribed means prescribed in the rules. It has been clearly stated under section, there is a definition section. But so far, the rule has not been prescribed for interest portion. Only section is available, 51, 2, 3 section is available. There is no rule is available. Hence, there is no subordinate legislation. Hence, as far as I am concerned, interest cannot be levied. Of course, everybody is levying the interest, and now the system has also asking the interest. We are also making the payment. That is a different issue. So, this to provide a manner, that is how to calculate the interest. That has been specifically given. Rule 89(1) has been amended to provide a specified officer means this is coming in the customs. The specified officer as authorized officer under 2 of the special economic zones. 892 has been amended to provide documentary evidences in case of refund of account on account of export of electricity. For the export of electricity, they have clearly stated these are all the documents to be provided at the time of filing refund applications. The explanation has been added 894 to provide that the value of goods exported out of India shall be FOB value as per the shipping bill or the value declared in the tax invoice bill of supply, whichever is less. Please note that. Now the rule has been amended. Why? Because in some cases the refund has been given. Suppose in the invoice the entire amount has been loaded, that is a freight, insurance, etc. Everything has been loaded. So if you calculate it on the basis of value, then normally the refund would have been given to more amount to the dealer. Whereas FOB value will be only the actual value, which will be less. Hence the rule has been amended. Whichever be the less value, we have to calculate the refund amount. Then 895 has been amended to provide the revised formula in case of refund of inverted duty structure. The said amendment is on the lines of observation made by the Supreme Court in the case of PKC food structure. Now it has been that is in the case of there is a formula has been given, clearly given. 95A relating to refund of taxes to the retail outlet established in a departure area of an international airport beyond immigration counters, making tax-free supply to the outgoing international tourists has been omitted with effect from 1st July 19. So accordingly, the rule has been amended. That is, after the immigration is over, now necessarily we have to go to foreign country only. So in that case, the tax-free supply. So the tax cannot be levied for the tax-free supply. It will be treated as export. Hence, the rule has been necessarily amended. Rule 96 has been amended retrospectively with effect from 1st July 17 to provide refund withheld in case of risky exporters. Such refund claims shall be transmitted online to the proper officer in order to 01 and shall be proceeded on PO. That is not. Then comes to Form 3B has been amended to provide the following changes. Details of supplies made by the e-commerce operators. I don't know whether this month 3B has been implemented or not. So far I have not made any 3B written for this month. Anyhow, for electronic commerce operators, they have to pay the tax under 1% category. For those who are registered dealers, they need not pay the tax. So those two columns have been added in the 3B returns. Please carefully go through it. And accordingly, 9.5 of the CG Act and it should be shown separately. It has been specifically given under 9.5. Reversal of ITC for 38, 42, 43 and 17.5 to be shown separately. Please note that under these rules, the reversal amount should be shown separately. And other details table now include ITC reclaimed which was reversed under 4B2 for the earlier tax period to ineligible ITC under 16.4 and ITC restricted due to place of supply provisions. And these are one more column has been added. It means 16.4 ITC. If there is a reversal of ITC, then we have to mention separately 16.4 ITC. This after the prescribed period. And 9C have been notified for the financial year 21-22. The following changes are accordingly. Some of the changes for 21-22 have been made in the rules also. Then HSN code for 6-digit level for taxpayers having annual turnover for the preceding year above 5 crores and 4-digit level for B2B suppliers for this month only. Suppose if you have filed the GST 1 return, you have come to know that if the turnover has exceeded 5 crores, then the system has accepted only 6-digit HSN code only. Up to previous month, suppose if you put 4-digit, then it can accept. Now it has been up to the turnover exceeds 5 crores, necessarily we have to mention 6-digit HSN code. If it is below 5 crores, we have to mention 4-digit HSN code. Then PMT 06, these are all the changes have been made for the forms. Then CGST rate notification from 18/7/82. These are all the very important note and very important data. So many we have come across all the WhatsApp groups, etc. And it has been already been notified also. Then we will see go through one by one immediately. That is CTR notification, CT rate notification 3/22. Here also all the notification dated 13/7/22. Please note that. Room rent exemption up to 1,000 rupees has been withdrawn. For the largest, up to 1,000 rupees has been so far given exemption. Now it has been withdrawn. Now it has been taxed up to 12%. Now there is only two rates, 12% and 18% only. If it is a crosses 7,500 rupees, we have to pay 18%. Otherwise, it is 12%. Then transport of passengers on the road pay, now it has been reduced to 18% to 5%. These are all the rates. They are clear, they are closely following the AAR clarifications and High Court clarifications. And accordingly, now they are changing and in the next GST Council meeting, they are changing the rates. So these are all for the backup for these papers is only for there is AAR and also High Court judgment only. So the road pay has been now reduced to 18% to 5% because one of the AAR has given the clarification that it is a tax at 18%. Now, other GTA services 18%. GTA, they have given an option. As far as that is so far, we have done under GTA, they are having only option. That is, if it is a 12%, they can claim ITC, they can make forward charges. Under the reverse charge, we can pay only 5%. These are all the two categories. Now, they are having an option. Before the end of the commencement of financial year, they can give the option. They can go for a 5% or 12% under forward charge. If it is 5%, there is no ITC. If it is 12%, ITC is available. Then under the RCM, we can pay at 5%. These are all the changes made from this period. Invoices can be given up to 18/7 and they have to give the options also. These are all the Then renting of goods carriage where the cost included fuel is only 12%. These are all the issues. So many AAR has come. And if the cost of fuel has been included, then it is a tax rate 12%. Then supporting services and transport is 18%. hospitals providing room rent, ICU, CCU, etc. exceeding 5,000 rupees per day, 5% without ITC. So far, I will not agree for this point also because it is a composite supply. Composite supply hospital means it is healthcare services, it is exempt from tax, hence I will not agree for this. Anyhow, the rate has also been prescribed. And if you go there and stay in a hospital and if the room rent is above 5,000 rupees, then necessarily you have to pay 5% tax without ITC. Services of biomedical waste 12%. Then CTR notification number 4/22. All the postal department services, now it becomes a tax. Only these are all the postcard, inner letter card. Totally we have forgotten those two areas, sir. Because nobody is using postcard and inner letter card. And cover up to 10 grams, sir. Single paper has to put it in the single cover. That is what which will come to nearly 10 grams, sir. That is that those services only exempted. All other postal services are now it becomes taxable at 18%. Then services by way of storage of warehousing of cereals, pulses and fruits and vegetables, sir. Because these are all not agricultural commodities, sir. Hence, if you store in a godown, then it is a taxable at 18%. Tour operator services, sir. If parked in India and parked outside India, you have to calculate it, and accordingly, only outside India tour program is only exempt. If it is held within India, it will become taxable. Services by way of coaching in art culture by India or Trust and 12AA, it is also taxable. Then CTR 5. 93 RCM changes in GTA post department. Renting of residential dwelling house to registered persons, recipient has to pay RCM under 18%. So many areas are gone. That is in an apartment, for example, in an apartment, if all the houses are, that is, for example, residential houses, if a registered person, say for example, etc., they have taken a room, they have purchased a house, and if it has been rented to them, then the registered person has to pay RCM at 18%. That is a change in this notification. Then city rate notification 6/22 and pre-packaged commodities, and everybody has well return. Now it has been already taxed, rice, pulses, etc. If it is pre-packed, that is without expecting the customer, if it has been pre-packed and if it is not labeled, it is a taxable at 5%. That is the only thing. But now the WhatsApp group has messages has spread come, and now it has been the rice manufacturers are affiliate by 26 kilos. I think it is also wrong because it is not as per meteorological act. I think so. It should be that is fixed kilos only. 25, 30, 35, 50, etc. So accordingly, if it is so, it is exempted. If it is 26, it is taxable according to the Indian Meteorology Act. Then curd, lasses and buttermilk, it is the cereals and pulses up to 25 kilos only. And it is up to 25 kilos. It is 5% tax. About this exempted. Jaggery for kinds, buffer rice. These are all the taxable at 5%. Then taxable at 12%. Leather goods, solar water heater system. The solar water heater system also, there are so many areas, conflicting areas already. Some has said that it is a 5%. Some areas told that it is 80%. Now it has been come to the rest. Now it is government says that it is a taxable at 12%. Then taxable at 18%. All printing ink, checkbooks and loose and checkbooks in binded and loose form. Knives and cutting blade, etc. Spoon, bicycle pumps, machinery, cleaning, sorting of eggs, etc. These are all category under 18% category. And 20 and 0.25 category, rough diamonds, it is taxable at 0.25%. Then CTR notification 7/22, 5%. Section 11, services notification. Insert other than pre-packaged and labeled. Accordingly, services has been amended and occurred, etc. CTR notification 10, section 11(1) and 16(1). Fly ash, bricks, aggregated and blocks substituted. It is a taxable only 5% and the CPR notification 11/22, residence CPR notification 45/17. Then on the 1/9/2019 and the international passengers accordingly now they have received the notification, CPR notification 45/17 dated 14/11/17. That's what they received. Then CGST circulars, circular number 170. Mandatory furnishing of correct and proper information of interstate supplies and amount of ineligible blocked and ITC credit reversal thereof being returned 3B and statement in GSTR. Now Rajasthan government has already given a circular stating that while reversing the IGS takes, particularly IGS, please do it in the correct column. Generally, the reversal amount, the revenue will come to our government. If you put it in a common form, it will not come to our government. Rajasthan government has already given a circular. Accordingly, now the government has in the circular, they have clearly stated that it should, the information should be correctly in the 3B returns. Then a registered person making an interstate supplies with the unregistered persons also report the details in such supplies. Place of supply wise, place of supplies are very, very important. Accordingly, you have to give the point 3.2 of 3B return or 7B so. To the registered person paying tax under section 10 and UIN holders and similarly 10 also, that is composition dealers, you have to give the separate figures in the 3B returns. Then place of supply wise 3.2 also. Then 4A and 4C of 9 of GCR 9 as it is may be as mandated by the law shall update the customer database properly with correct and state name, ensure that correct place of supply is declared in the tax invoice in 3.2 so that the tax reaches the consumption state as per the principles of destination based taxation. This is very, very important because GST is destination based tax, that revenue should go to particular government only. Then reversal of ITC and the absolute and the non-reclaimable like 38, 42, 43 and 17.5 to be made specifically in 4.B1. Reversal of ITC which can be reclaimed after, that is rule 36 and 16.2. Suppose if you reclaim the ITC which has to be given in 4B2. If ITC is not available on account of the limitation of time period as delineated in subsection 4 of section 16 of the CGST Act, where the recipient of intrastate supply is located in a different state unity other than the place of supply may be reported in the registered person column in 4DB. That is, they have clearly stated that place of supply should be mentioned clearly. Then only the respective revenue should go to the particular state. Then circular number 171. And the clarification on various issues relating to applicability of demand and penalty provisions under the CGST Act, the transactions and fake invoices are very, very important circular. Please go through it because number of appeals I have filed, so many number of appeals, all they have kept it pending only for the past 2 years or 2.5 years. I am regularly appealing for the appeals, whereas they have not taken any decisions. Now it is kept pending because of the fake invoices. Now DC Madam says, how can I decide that it is a fake invoice or not? See, you have stated that as per section 2 conditions, you are running tax invoice, you have made check payment, etc., and you have received goods, etc., etc. But the supplier has stated that they have not filed the return, and the tax revenue has not been remitted to the government. In this version of the department. So how can I decide that it is a fake invoice? I am very sorry, I am not decided. All the appeals are pending. I think as far as my knowledge is concerned, no High Court has decided so far. At least only one High Court that has been remanded to the clerk officer to verify all the particulars. The matter has been remanded. That is the only High Court judgment available. I think so. No High Court has decided so far. Anyhow, that is regarding fake invoices. There are 3 or 4 instances given, clearly given. Suppose A is the supplier and B is the recipient. In which case, A is only a bill trader only, for which the tax cannot be levied on A. That is the version of circular. Very, very important circular. Other base that but government has clearly said A cannot be taxable, on the circular. Number 2, A has sold to B and B has again availed the ITC, utilized the ITC and sold the goods, same goods to C means, then in the case B is taxable to the extent of tax only. No penalty can be levied. But under section 735 or 745, but they can take action under section 122, which is called the penalty section. They can take action under section 122 of the deliver. I request you to go through all the 3 examples in the circular number 171. Then circular number 172, refund claimed by the recipients of supplies regarding the deemed export. The ITC available by the recipient of deemed export supplies would not be subject to the provisions of 17 of the CGS Act. ITC available by the recipient of a deemed export supplies for claiming the refund of tax and the supplies regarding as a deemed export is not to be included in the net ITC. That is, they have given the clear the calculations have been given how to claim the refund. Interpretation of 17.5 of the CGS Act. The proviso to after subclass 3 and of class B of 17.5 of the CGS Act is applicable to the whole of class B and 17.5 of the CGS Act. Comma and semicolon assumes significance. Very, very important. One of the Gujarat AIR has clearly stated that under section 17.5 there are 3 or 4 situations available. Accordingly, colon is available. In the last case only comma is available. So they in the AIR held that after comma, this is the only section available. Hence, the employer-employee relationship, that is, the services provided by the employer to the employee is only exempt. Is under section 17.5. Others they will not take into consideration. But now they have given clearly the explanations. Please go to the same. The word leasing referred to subclass 1 17.5b1 refers to leasing of motor vehicles, vessels and aircrafts only, and not leasing to any other items. So these are all the categories only. Leasing na idu mattum dhaan namakku applicable. Accordingly, abatement of ITC is not barred by under section under subclass 1 class B of 17.5 in case of leasing other than leasing of motor vehicles, vessels and aircrafts. So on these cases only it is blocked. In other cases ITC is not blocked. Work sites provided by employer to the employees as per the contractual agreement. The work sites provided by the employer to the employee in terms of contractual agreement entered into between the employer and employee will not be subjected to GST. Now they have clearly stated that. Because this is also one of the subject matter of litigation. Now it has been come to this. Now they are according to agreement. If it is a mandated by the employer and employee, it is not subject to GST. Then utilization of amounts available in the electronic credit ledger and electronic cash ledger for the payment of tax and other matters. All the payment towards output tax the surpluses in the return as or payable as a consequence of any proceedings instituted under the GST law can be made utilization of the amount available in the electronic credit ledger. Then Circular 173, clarification on issue of claiming a refund under inverted duty structure. Now they are in this case also they have clearly stated that quoting circular number 135 also, and they have clearly stated the formula has clearly given for the inverted duty structure refund amount. Circular number 170. Please go to the same. Circular number 174. Prescribing manner of recredit of availment electronic credit ledger using PUT 03A. The taxpayer shall deposit the amount of erroneous refund along with the applicable interest and penalty wherever applicable through GST DS 03 by debit of the amount in the electronic cash ledger. Before proceeding to refund, they are debiting the electronic cash ledger through DS 03. Till the time of automated functionality handling such cases is developed in the portal, the taxpayers shall make a written request from the formal request in Annex A to jurisdiction officer. Center, as far as the center is concerned, you can give it in manual form only. The proper officer, on being satisfied that the full amount of erroneous refund along with the applicable interest as per the provisions of 50 of the CGS Act and the penalty wherever applicable has been paid by the said registered person on DS 03 by way of debit in electronic cash ledger. He shall recredit the amount in electronic credit ledger equal to the amount of erroneous refund so deposited by the registered person by passing DS by passing PNT 03. So, if the proper officer has decided to refund the amount, he can do so by PMT 03, preferably within 30 days. Then circular number 176, manner of filing a refund of unutilized ITC on account of export of electricity. Clearly, they have stated that what are all the things to be done under the case of export of electricity. Please go to the screen. I will give you the list of these. Then circular number 176, withdrawal of circular number 106. Dated 29/6/19, rule 95A has been omitted retrospectively from 1/7/19. That is what is told here. then international translation போகும்போது அது applicable இல்லை அப்படிங்கும்போது now they have given the circular 106 also been withdrawn. So these are all the Tamil Nadu GOs. Please go through the same. While quoting any reply etc. to the Tamil Nadu government, as far as practicable, please quote the GO number of the Tamil Nadu government so that they can immediately refer it. Of course, CGS is also binding. You can also quote CGS in this notification. Anyhow, if it is possible, you please quote it. But these are what we have discussed earlier, which has been clearly given in this GOs only. This is for reference only. You can go through in the net. Then these are all the appellate authority ruling, advance authority rulings. Please go through the same. I will give you the gist. There is one or two language, one or two lines. I have given all the explanations. Please go through all the exams. There is state wise I have given AAA judgment. Appellate authority for advance ruling. Telangana, Gujarat, etc. Punjab, important then appellate authority rulings. These are all the AAR rulings. State wise it is available. Please go through the same. Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh. West Bengal. Then one. So these are all the case laws. Regarding case laws, I have given the similarly. On the alphabetical order, I have given the High Court. There is Andhra Pradesh High Court, Bombay High Court, Calcutta High Court, etc. And I have given the what is the WP number and also what is the appellant name also. What is the gist of the case. For example, Andhra Pradesh High Court, WP number so and so. Sri Vasavi Wedding and Event Planners making arrangement for wedding and parties. These are the gist. Please go through this. So, so many High Court judgment are here. Please go through the same. Then you can have an idea regarding the provisions. So, case file regarding patent licenses, these are all reported. And what is the recent changes in rate? I have given the recent number from given. This is already available. And if it is already available in the, I think I have already posted in the WhatsApp group also. You can take this. So thank you very much for giving me providing a very good opportunity, and thank you, Madam. Thank you very much.